Hey everyone, it's me, Erin. Today I just wanted to make a quick video talking a little bit about why you might want to have a ministerless wedding. These are a lot of things that I relate to, and if I were ever going to get married, these are some of the reasons why I personally would go ministerless for my ceremony. The first thing is that it really comes down to beliefs. Most people these days aren't traditionally religious. It doesn't really make too much sense to have somebody there that kind of represents more of a religious structure when that's not something that people really identify with anyways. For some people, they are religious, and or they maybe just want to have some sort of spiritual representative there. But for me, I feel pretty connected spiritually, and I don't really feel the need to have somebody there that is like some sort of spiritual medium. It just depends on somebody's religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs as well, because even though they may not feel that, maybe they just don't feel very spiritual. So this kind of brings me to my next point, and that is that because a lot of people aren't really tied in with some sort of religious tradition, they're not really tied in with some sort of religious organization, they don't really know anybody who is a spiritual person in that sense. A lot of people do have their friend or family member officiate their wedding, which is kind of a whole different story. But a lot of people these days, especially where I'm from, Hawaii, a lot of people are coming in destination and they are hiring somebody to officiate their wedding. And essentially this person is a stranger. You're never gonna see this person again other than in your wedding photos. And these photos are really meant to mark and celebrate and show the beauty of this promise that you're making. And you have this person in the center that, you don't even really know them. That brings me to my next point. Oftentimes, you can't really control what an officiant does. So an officiant is going to often show up in whatever they have to wear, unless you very specifically tell them what you do or do not want them to wear. Oftentimes they introduce kind of like wacky, like kind of maybe cheesy elements into the ceremony that, as a couple, maybe haven't thought out the entire process of the ceremony, and that's what you're hiring this officiant for. And they have all these kinds of little traditional like rituals, like the sand, you're like pouring different colors of sand in there. It's not always it's not always super cool, it's not always super photogenic, and everything's kind of going at their pace. In general, you don't know what an officiant is going to do. I feel like most officiants you can kind of trust, but especially as a photographer, it makes things very difficult because you don't know how they're gonna stand, even if they move a little bit this way, you're constantly trying to assess the situation. And when you have 3 people, that situation makes it a lot more challenging to kind of navigate than if it's just 2 people. That brings me to my next point. It's a lot easier to photograph when it's just 2 people. Having that third person there doesn't always look super great in the photos. Like I said, with officiants, you never know. What you get is what you get. And you're not necessarily gonna know until it's actually happening. So yeah, that's another big thing. You also have that third energy there too. So I know for me, when I get married someday, I really just want that energy to be between me and my partner. I do tend to kind of have a little bit more of new agey beliefs in the sense that I believe in the energy that we kind of carry around us. And whether you like it or not, when another human or another living being is around, their energy affects you, especially when I'm in the middle of a ceremony of promising my life to somebody else. I really don't want to have like somebody else's vibe there, like I want to be just connected. Oh, like I just want to be like in the zone with whoever it is that I'm making that promise to. And that brings me to my next point, which is, so the whole process of the ceremony mostly is having that third person, that officiant, sit there and lecture you about love. I mean, you can call it what you like. It's like a little speech, it's a little, some words or whatever. But ultimately, they're telling you about love and what it means to be married. And to me personally, I don't want that. Like I don't want somebody else telling me their wisdom on love and marriage and all of that. I want to gain that by myself. Like I want to ask those questions with my partner, and I want to answer those questions with my partner. Like if I want to know, I'll ask, and I'm the one that's sitting there making that promise. Those words to me aren't really necessary unless I'm the one saying them or my partner is saying them. The words between the two of us are like 110% the most important things. So yeah. And then there's also the fact that it is our promise. So why do I need somebody to tell me that that promise is validated? I don't need anybody to validate that promise. If I say that I'm marrying somebody and that person says that they're marrying me, that's all I need. I don't need somebody else to say, I now declare you husband and wife. No, I'm saying that. We're saying that we're married. We really don't need somebody else's opinion on that. So as I said, these are just a few of the reasons why you might want to have a ministerless wedding. Personally, I think it just really kind of keeps things more simple. I tend to be kind of more of a minimalist at heart. I really highly suffer from anxiety, so for me, just having it just me and my partner would really kind of just makes it just more relaxed, like I don't have to worry about being told what to do and when to do them. I don't have any pressure over, oh, I have to say this or I have to do it this way because that's what this person wants me to do. I can just do it on my own. To me, that's something that should be honored. That agency really is very important. I hope you enjoyed these few reasons. I'm honestly probably pretty sure that I'll think of more later because there really are. There's so many reasons to just do it your own way. I'll make a video soon on more about how to have a ministerless ceremony, how to do it legally, and how to do the process of it, how to prepare for it. I'm really excited to share these ideas with the world. I really started thinking about this a couple of years ago. I was really unhappy with traditional weddings, and I really sat there and asked myself, why? Why is this process of traditional weddings so frustrating for me to see over and over and over again? Ultimately, I kind of came down to this conclusion that the minister is actually a really problematic part of the expectations of a ceremony. Society expects you to have a minister or an officiant, and it doesn't have to be that way. If you have any ideas or questions, hit me up. I'm here. Much love. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.